Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel. You know, when Kabam Mike is in charge of a post, it is going to be talked about. Let me paint a little picture for you to start this video off. Let's imagine that you have said your goodbyes to the current alliance that you're in. Maybe you were in there for a week. Maybe you were in there for 5 years. But either way, your goal is to be in a different alliance by December 6th, when Kabam said you need to be in a new alliance by if you want to start earning points for the alliance gifting event when the gifting event starts. Well, that sounds great. That sounds easy. There's just one problem. At that point in time, Alliance War rewards hadn't been sent out. And so, you know, I know, we all know, that if you leave your alliance, even after war is over, before rewards have been given out, you will get nothing. You lose. Good day, sir. So, Kabam ended up with this really awkward window of waiting days after the alliance war was technically emergency over to give out rewards, have put so many countless members in alliance limbo. And what's really scary about this is, let's say that you're an alliance and somebody's ready to come in. Let's say they weren't in an alliance war and don't care because they're waiting to be brought in. Well, if your alliance knows that you are leaving, they could kick you at any point and you don't get rewards. And so it is this bottleneck in a way of waiting and agonizing over something that should not have been waiting and agonizing. And that's part of why it's such a big deal that they waited until what normally would have been the end of the season to give rewards. So Kabam Mike says, hey there, which also when Kabam Mike says like he's in a relationship with you, when he starts out like, hey there, you know some stuff's about to go down. The 14 days is a specific amount put in place to avoid some unsavory behavior. So the next time you get in trouble, say, Mom, I'm sorry. I was just doing some unsavory behavior that we have seen in the past and do not want to see a repeat of. This is not going to change. So right off the bat, despite the fact that they created this bottleneck, the 14-day period is here to stay. Nothing is going to change about it. When the alliance was not set to end early, there was still going to be an overlap, and we tried our best to explain that situation in this post here. I get it. Everyone gets it. But when things change, you got to change with them, and unfortunately, Kabam did not do that in this case. We are working to remove the added point values from the final war before we are able to send out Alliance War season rewards. This is not like other seasons that have ended early, because there is still work to be done before the season can be finalized. Which is interesting, because I have talked about the reason why this bothered so many people about the war rewards delay was that was not typical, because this is not the first time that the war has had to have an emergency end, and yet it was such a delay. And some of you I know have heard many times from, by the way, I don't know why, like this has become a trigger question for me. I don't know why you think that me, of all people, has any control over Kabam, any secret communication with them, would have some kind of secret intel about rewards that I would not share with you. None of it makes sense. And yet I cannot tell you how many people, if you just pop on to my live streams, especially in the past 4 to 5 days, how many people just jump in, people I've never seen before, and say, war rewards, ? What's the question? Where are they? How the hell am I supposed to know? How are you supposed to know? How any of us are supposed to know? I've been told Wednesday. Some of you might have already gotten them by the time this video airs. But regardless, I don't have any control over giving you your stinking rewards. I'm sorry that you've been waiting days to open your first 6-star or a 5-star or rank up somebody and you missed the level up event, whatever. We are working to get this done on the original season schedule, or faster if we possibly can. And that concludes the post. This is a manufactured problem caused by this 14-day limitation. And yes, they did warn people, but it is unreasonable in my book to expect people to not have pressure to leave their alliance once the season is over if the alliance in charge has no desire to keep them there. And what Kabam really needed to know was that by ending the season early, you have the risk of people being kicked from their alliance and not getting those rewards with this awkward multi-day waiting around period. And I've heard horror stories, some of which I've documented, some of which I have not, that just make you sad for the summoners involved. Sometimes you feel like the alliance set itself up to be taken advantage of. Other times you just know somebody kind of got the raw end of a deal. Sometimes this feels like sports, and there's like a 5-star free agent. He only has a couple hours to sign, and if he doesn't sign with you, he's going to sign with somebody else, and so you feel like you're on the clock to move people around, and sometimes it is ugly and bloody, metaphorically speaking. I was definitely the victim of one of those situations years ago in an alliance that brought in somebody that no doubt was much better than me, but they kicked me mid-Alliance War season and mid-Alliance Quest season. You know, it all ended up working out. But in the end, you just can never count on people to do the right thing. And this is another example of Kabam creating an additional problem and not wanting to adjust to it or even give as much transparency as they should have. This message, by the way, should not have been, as so many of them, put on the forums first. This should have been in everybody's in-game inbox immediately. That's the biggest mistake Kabam has made in 2021. Not that they aren't addressing something, but that they're relying on the forums. And so many people, including myself, who have so many things to do outside of this Marvel Casino of Champions, don't have time to scour the forums nonstop. It should be in the in-game inbox immediately, no questions asked.